Okay, so I'm back out at Vicky, back out at the smoker, and the temperature inside the smoker currently is 248 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and get Vicky loaded, and I'm gonna show you how I do it. Now, usually, so let me open up Vicky, and we see we have one grate in the smoker currently. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna load Vicky a little lower so you guys can see what I'm doing, and then I'll put the grate back where I'm going to actually use it. Again, this is just for you guys to see. Usually I wouldn't, I got my thermometer telling on me, it's under 235 degrees. So usually I wouldn't do double work, but this is for the sake of the video and for you guys to see exactly how I'm doing it. All I'm doing is I'm gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna be loading up the chicken wings and loading up the ribs, and we'll get it moved into position, and we'll talk once I finish doing just that. Hey yo, this is Dash. Yeah! Alright, so again, I'm going to lower this down and have it hopefully focused so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, perfect. Now, so this is one of the grates in the smoker. All right, so here we go. So now when I get my wings loaded into the smoker, I kind of position them a certain way. So one of the things I always do is the knuckle from the arm portion to the, or the flat to the leg portion. I always put that in like so. If it's on the left edge, I put the wingtip in on the interior, and then I line them up. This one is the opposite way, so I'll stick this on this side, or I'll put it on the opposite side over here like that. Now for the ones in the middle, I'm just gonna kind of lay them down in the middle, and usually inside of this smoker, I can fit 20, well, a row of 7, so that they're not too stacked on top of each other. 7 to 8 maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here's 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 24 wings in here, and again, I'm gonna actually get these moved up into the position that I would be cooking them in, which is up here. Okay, so pretty much the same thing as with my chicken wings. I'm gonna get them loaded lower than I would normally, just because my camera doesn't, my tripod rather, can't get high enough. So I'm gonna get these loaded up, and you'll see how I get them loaded, and then I will show you how I work them in the final position in the smoker. I'm just laying them out, and I'm gonna actually stretch them out. So we have a meaty end here with the short bones, a thinner meat end here with the long bones, so I'm going to alternate them. Here's a meaty end here with the short bones, and a thinner area here with the long bones. And with the last rack, we're gonna go opposite again. So we're gonna have the meaty short bone end here, and the thinner long bone end on this side. Okay, so now at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and get the ribs and the wings positioned in the smoker how I want them. So I'm gonna move the ribs up. Right? And we're moving them up just under the chicken wings, and we're not putting the chicken wings all the way up at the top. Now, the reason it being for that is in this particular smoker, the heat and the smoke come from the bottom, they come up the side, and they come from around up top here, and they come down with the most intensity at the top of the smoker. I don't want these wings to get too dark and too, they're not gonna be burnt, but I don't want them to get too dark too fast. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put them on the second tier so that they get a decent amount of heat, and I'm gonna watch how you'll be able to see. I'll show you in about an hour and a half. I'm gonna come back out here, and the wings on this side are gonna be a little darker than the wings on the other side, just because of the fact that the heat is coming across the smoker this way. Same thing with the ribs, because they're gonna be getting more heat, or this rack of ribs is gonna be getting more heat. I'm probably gonna end up turning the ribs around in the middle of the cook so that they will evenly get heat and smoke and be done about the same time. So at this point, I'm gonna go get some coffee, and these guys are gonna hang out. So I'll be back in a couple hours. With this smoker, I really don't have to do much. It is pretty much at this point set it and forget it. I'm gonna set my intake. I'm gonna throttle it back just a little bit. Once I get that taken care of, squared away, this smoker will sit at, I'll probably let it run at 260, 270 degrees right now, where my thermometer is. And I didn't show you, because this smoker, the way that it is set up, it is much warmer and hotter up top than it is down towards the bottom. That being said, my thermometer is actually up here, and it's kind of difficult for you guys to see. This is the rack, or it is attached to the carrier of the top rack, so that I can know what the temperature is on that top rack. So I might let this one run a little hotter, because I know that the temperature up top is a little warmer than it actually is on that rack position there, as well as a little here. Now, one of the things I've been contemplating doing, I just don't really want to mess it up, is I've been contemplating putting some holes in that plate where the heat and smoke come up, to more or less make a baffle plate to help the heat and the smoke get out into the smoker a little more evenly. But again, this is where you are going to have to learn how your cooker cooks. Set a couple fires, watch it work, see what it does. Put a few different thermometers in on different levels so you can see what the difference is between the thermometer that's showing on the front of the smoker versus one that's up high, one that's down low. Hopefully this makes sense. I mean, I cannot stress it enough. You are going to have to learn how your cooker cooks, how your smoker smokes. All right, so my temperature in the smoker is a little warmer than I would like it to be, but I wanted to show you guys around pretty much. So there is the smokestack, and before I get it choked off and bring the temperature down, all of that you see there is steam. Okay. Now, we talked before when I was using Bessie about the sounds. And here again, you can hear the water boiling, and you see all of that is steam. That's what you're seeing coming out of the back of the smoker there. There's no smoke. Alright, so like I said before, there's my thermometer telling on me again. Before I went back in the house, actually I'm not going in the house right away. I am going to go run up to 7-Eleven and go get some coffee. So that is pretty much it. Like I said again, I'm going to go get some coffee. I'm going to kind of hang out, watch some YouTube videos, and I'll be back in a couple hours.